Hi everybody, this is the Kenyon City Grill. It's my new indoor-outdoor electric grill. I read a nice review of it, a couple nice reviews of this grill and a couple of other Kenyon grills as well for people that are, live in apartments like me and live in New York City and, don't always have the either the legal option of fire grill, charcoal grilling outdoors. So I wanted to find an electric grill. I saw a couple reviews, there are a lot of different ones. This is one that had a couple of interesting features on it, but there weren't a whole lot of videos on it, and I kind of like looking at videos of things like little appliances for the kitchen before I decide to buy them. So now that I've got one, I'm going to run a little bit of a test tonight, maybe some more tests in the future, and I just wanted to capture a little bit of it. So anyways, this is the grill. It's about as big as my arm. Opens up, it's got a nice lid like this. The grill surface, you can't really tell. What do I have that's a decent way to show off scale? If I take like a chef's knife here and lay it down. So, okay, so here's how big the grill is. It's sizable. Certainly, it's me and I live with, my wife and two young daughters. So, it'll cook enough food and meat for us, for sure. Electric grills, they can't get that big. There's only so much power that you can draw and so much heat that you can distribute. So the bigger they are, I think, in a lot of cases, the worse off you might be. So this one, I think, is 155 square inches of grill surface. So this is the grate. It's non-stick. It's dishwashable if you want, although I don't think that I would ever do it. This comes off for cleaning. Set this aside. Inside, you've got your heating element here. The heating element the grate rests directly on the heating element. So you get some contact for as much heat distribution as possible. Underneath here, there's a dripping tray, so which is one of the things I actually liked about this feature. So I'm going to take this out. So there's a drip tray that goes underneath here. That does come out. It's a little bit stuck because I'm trying to do this with one hand right now. Yeah, so this drip tray comes out. The point of the drip tray is to make the unit pretty much smokeless. Sorry about that. It makes the unit pretty much smokeless, so you can put some water underneath there. The tray comes out, it's cleanable. This actually, that didn't come with the unit, so the grill comes with a couple of these aluminum foil trays. I actually bought their aluminum tray, which I don't like having a whole lot of disposable stuff. I think that their base price for this aluminum tray is a little bit expensive, but I got it on their 50% off refurbished, ding and dent line. You can't tell there's anything wrong with these things. They're ding and dent line, whatever it is. They could have sold me this and told me it was brand new. I wouldn't have had a problem. So you save half, which I think is a good deal for if you're going to buy this thing. Also got a couple of their utensils. I didn't have any grill utensils. I haven't grilled in 10 years. So anyways, I'm going to run a couple tests. I want to see what kind of heat I can get off of this. I'm supposed to get about up to 600 degrees or so of heat on this thing. So I'm going to be running an infrared thermometer. It's all going to depend. I'm in a pre-war apartment, so who knows what's going to happen with my wiring. But anyways, I'm going to run a test, see how much heat I can get off of this thing, and then make a hamburger on it, assuming it works at all, and see how things come out. So I'll pick it up after I get things set up and plugged in and ready to go. Okay, so I'm ready to start this whole thing up. So first thing you're supposed to do, so we're going to open this up. Now the first thing you need to do is you need to pour some liquid into this pan. There's always got to be at least some liquid. They recommend 2 cups. They say minimum 1 cup. A couple things are supposed to happen with this liquid. The first one they advertise is going to help keep your food moister. I don't know how much I actually buy that. Grilling is a dry heat method in general anyway, and maybe if I'm cooking something for a really long time on this grill, I feel like maybe I'd get some moisture retained or saved or something with some hot evaporating steamy liquid in the bottom of the pan. But if I'm cooking a hamburger, I'm gonna get a little surface moisture possibly, and who knows how important that is. But anyways, you get some moisture. The other one is you can get some flavor. By default you might just put water, but like today I'm gonna put water with a little bit of liquid smoke because I don't think I'm ever going to cook anything with just plain water. You can get a little bit of flavor. That might be something that I think is kind of interesting. I can certainly see different juices or sodas or whatever being used. It kind of doesn't matter as long as it's not flammable. Put whatever liquid you want. Try to get some flavor embedded. I can certainly see something like pineapple juice for things like chicken or salmon, but on a burger, for now I'm just going to do some smoke. And the third one, which is really actually sounds very helpful, is the fact that the liquid will keep the drippings that fall into this pan from flaring up or burning. So I'm going to set this camera down while I lift up the grate and pour some liquid into it. So let's see. Okay, lift up the grate, pour my 2 cups of water right into this pan at the bottom here. Yeah, let's say cover the bottom, at least 1 cup. Set this heating element back down. So I'm done with this cup. So I've got some liquid on the bottom. I'm all plugged in. Now I'm going to take the grate. I'm going to set the grate in. Now the grate rests right on the heating elements. So, assuming I can put this in without getting my finger squished. So what's kind of nice is that the grate rests right on the heating elements. The heating elements are actually protected by the grate. So all these holes in the grate, nothing is going to drip through and ever hit any of the heating element. All of the heating element is underneath these sorts of things here. They kind of move, the heating element moves in sort of like an M pattern or so underneath these protective layer here, and it's very well shielded from any of the drippings that might go through, which should go straight down to the water. Now, of course, you know, things are gonna get hot. There might be a little bit of smoke. That's what's supposed to protect us from smoke. So this grill is supposed to heat up to, if I put it on max heat, which is probably the way you should preheat it, even if you don't want to cook at that level, should take, it says 7 to 9 minutes to get up to about 600 or more degrees, depending again on how much power I can draw here. Just for reference, I heated up a cast iron skillet earlier tonight for 5 minutes on my stove top. 5 minutes cast iron gets to about 500 degrees, which is a temperature that I'd perfectly be happy to cook a hamburger at. So let's see if I can get this to 6. That'd be great too. So I'm going to power this up. You push the knob down, turn it. I get a red light. I'm going to go to max. Now again, it says 7 to 9 minutes. High heat. I feel a little bit of warm. I don't know. Maybe that's just my imagination. But the red light is definitely on. Nothing in my kitchen is flickering, so whatever power it's drawing, it seems to be okay. I'm going to set a timer here for, let's say, 7 minutes. And then I'm going to check the grill and see how hot it is. Maybe in the meantime, I'll start to get a burger patty ready too. Okay, it's been about, there we go, 7 minutes. So let's see what kind of temperature we got. That said it could take 7 to 9. So definitely some heat coming off here. Yeah, it's feeling it. So, all right, let's see what my thermometer picks up. I haven't actually done this on a grill. I'm seeing 487 degrees right now, 490. So I'm hitting that 500 degree mark that I was getting on a skillet, which again is fine, but I'm gonna let it go for the other 2 minutes. Let's see if I can get some more heat. All right, so I'm gonna add 2 more minutes. Now, they don't recommend using an extension cord, and I'm not right now, but it would be nice if I could. And they don't outright ban it. So let's put this on for another 2 minutes. Let's see what we can get. They don't outright ban the extension cord, but they tell you that you might not be able to get the power that you want. But I picked up a heavy-duty extension cord from Amazon that looks like it's rated for the wattage and the amperage that this unit says that it draws. So I'll do another test just to see if I'm able to get the same sort of temperature with the extension cord, that I'm able to get without it. I'll do that another time, and I'll report back on that, because for my outside, it actually would be really useful to be able to use this with an extension cord. Yes, I'll do that test later. But right now, like I said, this thing's gonna run for about another minute. I'll check the heat. I may even let it go past the 9 minutes. I'm going to check it again at 9, and then, if I'm not hitting that 600, maybe I'll let it go another 2 minutes just to see, am I getting more heat over time or not? Really, until it just stops getting me more power, I'm going to let it go, because I want to see what this thing can do. Okay, it's coming up on 9 minutes. So, by the way, I apologize if I'm assuming that I've got some shaky cam or something going on. I'm definitely not a professional video blogger of any sort. Okay, so I still feel the heat coming off. Let's see, did I get any improvement at all? Or am I kind of done? I'm seeing 550. All right, so I'm still getting more heat. Moving this thing around, 550. No, let's see, am I getting any hot spots, cold spots? It seems a little bit cooler up here, and up in this corner, it's up at the 480 range. Coming back to the middle, 518. Coming over here back to that 480. So this is gonna be like one of those things we're getting, here 550. So for sure I'm getting a little bit more better warmth in the middle than I was off to the sides. So again, if that's something that's important to you, you might want to let it heat up a little bit longer. Yeah, here I'm at like the 5. Down here it's like the 440, 450. So there's definitely a cooling effect off to the sides The middle is where it's at its hottest right now, coming up at that 550 mark. I am going to let it go another 2 minutes though. I picked up 50 degrees in the last 2 minutes, so let's see. If I set this down, let it go for 2 more minutes. So it's definitely more than 11 minutes with all my jabbering, but I'll let it go for 2 more minutes and see where we end up, and I'm probably just gonna throw the burgers on then, because it's definitely hot enough for me to cook a burger right now. All right, sorry for the shaky cam. Okay, so I've done that extra 2 minutes, maybe a few more seconds to change. So we're coming up on about maybe 12 minutes now of heating time. Is that right? Yeah, about 12, I guess I'd say. Let's see what we got here. Hitting back to the middle. Oh, 589, 586, close to that 600. Off to the side, getting to near the 550 range. I mean, at this point, 475. You know, I bet you, again, like the way heat's going to conduct, I bet you, it's probably going to peak at some point in the middle here. And I bet you that if you let it go a little bit more, you can get some more heat. Maybe one day I'll see what it's like if we just let it run for a while. It's about the 500 range on the outsides after this about 12 minutes. And again, in the middle, I'm picking up near 600 degrees. So that's going to be perfectly fine for me to cook. And just so you guys know, I'm using one of these little City infrared thermometers thing I got on Amazon for like 20 bucks or whatever to do this job. So, I assume it's fairly fairly accurate. Ooh, okay, so there's this little pin here hanging down. I don't like that, hanging pretty low to the grill. I guess it's silicone, it's probably safe, but I don't really love that. I'm going to look into doing something about that later. Maybe I'll use some tongs to get that thing out of the way. I don't particularly love seeing that. Just move this pin up a little bit. I don't really need that. Okay, good enough for now. Okay, so now I'm going to put a hamburger on the grill. So I'm going to actually use 2 hands. So this is just nothing, 5-ounce hamburger with a little bit of, I happen to have avocado oil handy, so I use that. Olive oil will be fine, and it's just some salt. I'm going to set this down, because I'm going to want to use 2 hands, because I didn't pack that burger too tightly. Let's see, let's get this thing, put it down so we can see something here. Maybe let's take a look and see what this burger does. You guys should have a view there. Slide this sucker. There you go, you get that. Definitely got the steam going. I forgot to put a divot in the middle of the burger. I'm out of practice. Again, I haven't grilled in like 10 years. Alright, so we've got definitely stuff coming up. Grilled steam, whatever you want to call it. I'll let this go for a couple minutes. Sounds pretty, looks nice. Smells like a hamburger's cooking in here. Real quick, and then I'll put the lid down. I'll let this go for a couple minutes. Do I smell any of that liquid smoke? I don't know. Let's see. Let's trap it in there. If there's any steam coming off that, let's trap this burger in there with it for a couple minutes. Smells good in here. A lot of stuff coming up here. How much of the smoke, how much of the steam, I don't know. Definitely more than I thought I would see. Like I say, some of it's got to be steam. Some of it definitely smells like smoke. Is it less than when I cook in a cast iron skillet? I don't know. Okay, so if this looks pretty good, I'm going to flip it. Oh, let's get the spatula out. This is the Kenyon turner. I got the grill utensil set. I don't love the grips on this personally. It feels a little loose to me. It's probably fine, but it's just not my feel. Maybe I'm spoiled by things like huge grips. Alright, that's 2 minutes. Let's see what it looks like now. See if we got some juice on top. Oh, yeah. I think maybe that she's ready to turn over. Definitely got some color all over the place. Okay, this is very nice. No sticking to this grill at all. Put it on here. Ooh, that is kind of pretty. You got some nice marks on there. You gonna see that? Get this thing close. Nice grill marks on there. What you want if you're grilling. Alright, so this thing is probably not going to take a whole lot longer to finish cooking. So I'm going to throw, now some of you purists might hate the fact that I'm about to do this, but I don't have hamburger buns today, unfortunately, but I do have English muffins, so I'm going to do that. Let's put an English muffin on here, brush some oil on a English muffin slice, throw this over here. Butter would be better, but again, you know, I'm kind of trying to just keep this test simple. See if I can get that bread kind of toasty for a few minutes. I'm going to keep it simple tonight. Not going to do any cheese. Just going to put some mustard on there. But I do not like how this pin falls down. Again, she did that. I assume it's not a big deal because it's got that red cap on there, which tells me that it's probably heat resistant or heat safe or heat proof or whatever, but I don't particularly love that. Let's see. You notice I don't squish the burger at all? That's one of those pro tips that if you're watching this thing, you probably already know. You don't need to squish any burgers. Really pretty looking now. I will give it that. But you don't want to squish the burger. I am happy to squish the bun down now. Now, I don't actually have my... Well, you know what? I might have a meat thermometer. Let's see what I got out of that thing. I got an old meat thermometer. I got a new one coming that I'll use for my future tests. But for now, much faster one than this is. But I'll use this for right now. Right in the middle. 101 batteries here. Coming in at about 127, 128 degrees. Pretty close. Done. A couple pretty marks on my quote-unquote bun. Push this down a little bit more. Alright, that juice is running on that burger. I'm going to assume / hope she's just about done. Anyway, it looks nice. It's about as good as the burger needs to look as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to take my bun off. Put it on my plate. Keep it simple tonight, no cheese, just some mustard. Let's take a look at those underside grill marks. Got any here? Sure we do. Oh yeah, they're there. Okay. Let's get this bun off of here. Actually, I'm going to put some mustard on this thing. You don't really need to see me put mustard on because that works the same no matter what you used, but... Bun top. Alright, I'm going to let this cool down for a minute because I don't need to bite into a burger that's been cooking on a 600-degree grill. Definitely got a lot of stuff coming off here right now. Of course, you're going to get smoke off of whatever is stuck on the grate. But at least the drippings don't flare up. Okay, so now I'm going to power the heat off. Power light goes out. I'm going to unplug the unit. And I'm going to let it cool for a while before I'm crazy enough to touch it again. It's still smoking. I can put the lid down. Guess while it's still hot, I could brush it down with a paper towel and the tongs. I'll do that. Easier to clean a grill when it's hot, that's for sure. Let's see what that's like. While the burger cools down, and instead of just letting this thing smoke like crazy, I'm gonna wad a paper towel, soak them. There's still got a cloth napkin, but we'll go with this for right now. Wash it down. Okay. Oh yeah. The really big stuff comes off pretty easy. At least it does for now. You know, everything cleans good and works well when it's brand new. Definitely smell that liquid smoke. Again, whether or not that's giving me any flavor, I don't know. Again, you know, burgers, they cook so fast. I don't know what kind of flavor you think you're going to get from semi-evaporating liquid, but if I had something cooking longer, might be good. That's a pretty good start to cleaning. Not perfect. I can see a little bit of something I still want to get. Maybe I can get it. Of course, once it's cooled down, you wash this however you want. In the dishwasher, which I won't do with a nonstick, or in the sink with soap and water. Now it's just got to cool down. At least it stops smoking. So yeah, all right, I recommend doing that. All right, now I'll close this thing while it cools down. I still don't love that pin there. That's okay. How's this feel to the touch? Not so bad. Not too hot here. How's it feel on the side? Really not bad. I mean, that grate will scald you, but this, I feel almost nothing. It's a little warm. You hold your hands here a bit, like, okay, that's hot. Sides, of course, with a vent where the heat was coming out. But here, this is practically cool to the touch. This is absolutely, I don't even know on this side of the thing, I don't even know it's on. Back here, a little bit warm. All right, so I'm pretty sure this is going to be good, so I'm just going to eat it now. All right, so good first start. I'll be back with the next test, probably with the extension cord.